Yeah, man, I'm so excited to talk about this episode.
Yeah, so Roscoe, we've just watched episode 24? Is it 24?
Yeah, we got one more episode left.
Yeah, season 2, episode 24 of Rezero. What are your thoughts, man?
Where are we building? Where are we going to? The stars are falling from the sky. Everything seems to hang in the balance. Things are starting to get settled, but I'm really wondering where we're going.
They definitely leave out on a point where it's like, man, we know on the next episode you're gonna be dealing with this one thing, but I don't know how you fucking deal with this one thing, right? I don't see it. And then the other thing I said, I thought about this episode was like, I said this over like a phone conversation as well, but what did I say? I said like, oh, every time like someone joins Subaru's harem, there needs to be like a achievement sound, like off a Pokemon. It's like, "Do-do-do-do. You have gotten another god to fall in love with you. Congratulations."
Yeah, and
you have 3 gods and 2 mortals, and maybe one other mortal if you count him.
Would you like to give them a nickname? Emiliatan. Emiliatan. Save? Sure.
Well, yeah. I just find that funny where it's just like, there's so many people now in the show that like really are invested in Subaru and really invested in him not dying. And like, I don't understand. Like, I was saying this earlier, I was like, I find it harder and harder to believe that like he's gonna die. There's so much competent people around him now where I'm saying like, if these people are just watching over him, it's harder. I could see like it's very hard for him to die now. But I doubt that's true. Subaru is a strong enough idiot to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, he is. We talked about it before. He's becoming like just this really useless. It's like chess. He's a king. He is the king. He can't really do anything. He's pretty much useless. He has like one skill that's pretty useful, but even still, everyone else could use that skill way better. He can move any direction he wants. That is his best, and he just sends everyone else to go deal with his problems for the most part.
Well, like even like his one skill is like if you're playing chess against a computer, and every time you start losing, you hit the redo button.
like it's the actual thing. Like he is an actual like playing versus the computer. You can just press the backspace button and go back. Of course, you can
fucked up on this move.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, but all jokes aside and stuff like that. But like I found that episode was really really good. I think like I'm glad it's continue to wrap up some storylines, hitting some beats, and like really progressing to this last episode, if that makes sense. Do you want to do you have anything else you want to say before we start recapping the episode?
Yeah, I'm ready to we're kicking off this episode. Roswaal, we find out that Roswaal's spell, he's already had it set previously. He activated his trap card way earlier in time, but he regrets his decision. We open up, Ram is down. She is close to dying, but she's close enough to be saved. Roswaal is trying to bring her back by doing the restoration sort of magic that he's been doing, that we've been seeing in the earlier. Meanwhile, Amelia wakes up. She comes out of having faced the trials, meets the villagers who are trying to survive the winter storm. Puck has given her the signal to like follow to where she is. Puck's disappeared. He's probably used up all of his magic. And she finds Roswaal. Roswaal is super broken. Roswaal.exe has crashed.
Yeah, man, super sad boy times.
He's not able to move, not able to do anything.
He just wanted to be a devil.
Yeah, he wanted to be a devil, but he's just a human after all. Roswaal and Amelia have this conversation where she's pretty much like, dude, why are you so weak? Like, I refuse to let everyone die. We're gonna save this. You know what, stay right here and be a sad boy if you want to. I'm gonna go fix all this stuff. Runs off, finds the Riza Mayor group. I thought there were only 3 of them. Well, no, there was not only 3. I forgot there was that scene where they had where
What?
Subaru commanded the entire army of old lady chibis.
Yeah, exploding old lady chibi.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. I was really confused about this. I didn't realize what had happened until I read the Wikipedia page. Is that Shima, I believe that's the grandma with the black coat, fuses with Riza Mayer and disappears. Everyone else stays by. The other Riza Mayer clones are there. This is all part of what happens, the process when the sanctuary is defeated. We go back to what's happening at the library. Subaru's trying to get Beatrice to go along with him. He's trying it for a second time, keeps getting shut down. Beatrice relives sort of the trauma of when she meets, or when, what is her name? When Echidna sets in place her plan to keep Beatrice inside and take care of her library, and to have, where she gives Beatrice and Roswaal the first books, where she says she got from, I believe she said it was the source, or some sort of person that has entrusted these tomes of knowledge to her, and more than likely the other witches. And she waits years upon years after several generations of Roswaal, because it appears like Roswaal has figured out how to make clones himself. These ones obviously don't seem to live as long as the Riza Mayers, who seem to live forever. Unless maybe there are a bunch of Roswaals walking around and we just haven't seen them, and they just changed.
Just being clowns everywhere else.
Yeah. And it goes year after year. She reunites with Puck, who she has had some sort of unannounced or untalked about relationship before. She refers to him as a brother. Who's to say if it's she actually is like an actual brother or not, or like if it's just they were just friends. And nothing changed for her for 400 years. Until she meets Subaru, and she asks, "Are you the one?" And for her, the last probably 3 months has been just a blink of an eye for her. So things have moved really fast. And she had put all this hope into Subaru that he might be the one. And at that moment when he said, "Are you stupid? There is no one," she just couldn't take it.
Nice job, Subaru.
Nice.
That's exactly how you want to word this right now. Everything's on the line, buddy.
Yeah.
Just go out like that.
The mansion is burning. It's not going to stand up. It's almost completely burned down. Subaru has successfully destroyed Roswaal's mansion. There are only a few doors left. He has basically one opportunity to save her. He goes down to the library. He makes her realize that, hey, even if it's for a second, I want to live to tomorrow with you. And that can be enough. And she agrees. She takes his hand at the last moment, the very last moment, and they fly out of the mansion like a shooting star, and where they basically fast travel to the sanctuary, where they are ready to face the ravenous, rabid bunny rabbits of doom.
Yeah, man. I know Subaru wish he had that fast travel like a couple weeks ago, or a couple deaths ago.
Yeah. And that's the end. That's where we left off. We have one more episode. This was Rezero episode 24. Rezero episode 24. Choose Me.
Yeah. I think the episode was just like a really good episode. I really like how they're like closing up some of the plot points and still like keeping some questions open and stuff like that. But like there's still, it feels like things are gonna resolve on a place that's like feels like good, like they did on the first season. only with that like very last like scene or whatever, you really only that's the only time you knew things were wrong. But like it ended on a place where it's like, oh, this is like a good ending, and then you watch like 10 to 12 more seconds of it and you're like, Reb's gone.
And then
what?
And then the disciple finally shows up, the witch of not the witch, the disciple of greed and gluttony at the very very last moment.
But yeah, I would say like one of the things like I liked there's a couple of things I want to point out about this episode, but like one of the things I just want to point out real quick because it's funny and I just like pointed out when Amelia goes into the sees all the Ryu mares and she's like, oh man, you guys must have been super rough on your mother. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of laughed at that. That was pretty funny. Another thing what I was saying was like when Puck was like saying like, yeah, Roswaal, yeah, you're like one of the best wizards I know, but you know, you're still not a demon. And you could just see like his face just twitched, and I was like, oh, he struck the nerve. Just talking that shit.
I want to be a demon. Why can't I be a demon?
But yeah, there's some other stuff I want to go into, but do you have anything you want to say before I get into some of the stuff?
Yes, I think I was right. There's a very soft evidence, but I think yes, last episode I made a theory that the stars in the final test were great spirits, and I said that because I thought they looked like great spirits. They looked like spirits. They looked like they were stars. They were multicolored. I think that was another aspect. Some of them were like red, green, blue, and I know that our next chapter or season that we're going to be in is like it's called like the stars that tell history. And at the last moment when Beatrice fast travels out, we see that she like turns into this giant pink ball of light. She turns into a shooting star that, you know, flies all the way over to the sanctuary. They seem to look the same. The star that Beatrice turns into and the star that we see in the test. And we know that Beatrice is a spirit. And seemingly if she is around the same age or like close in relation with Puck, that she must also be maybe not a great spirit, but definitely a high level one.
Okay. I don't completely buy into this yet, but I see your reasoning. I'll keep it on the back burner, but like I do definitely see your reasoning. But I still don't completely buy in it. But you know, maybe next episode you're just like, these stars are all spirits. Shut up about it. Yeah, like they did like a couple episodes where you were talking about the wolf people, and they're like, "Where's all the beast people?" And they're like, "Shut up, Roscoe. Here's all the beast people."
What?
Which is kind of funny too. Where it's like, even in this episode, there was like Mia talks to one of these beast people, and she's like entrusting him with this like small task or whatever, and it's supposed to come up with like, "Oh, this person's like was a doubter, and like now he's believing in her," and I was like, we haven't even seen this person, right?
Yeah.
Like,
well, he was probably there in the beginning. We just don't remember.
Yeah, probably. Oh, I'm so sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying?
Oh, I wasn't saying anything. That was the end of my point. I think it's soft evidence. It's not super. It's basically on the same line with my fashion statement, but I do think I was a little off. I mean, I was certainly 100% off on my not Roswaal. My Roswaal is a demon theory, although I don't think I was super far off. I think it was the right direction. He definitely seems like he wants to be a demon.
Yeah, and this kind of leads into like a question of mine, right? So like we had this discussion a little bit earlier in the week or whatever, when I was saying like, you know, Roswaal was like super close to getting his goal that he wanted. Like it's kind of crazy how close he was to his goal, right? Because like I thought about it, and pretty much what I came down to is like, if Subaru accepted Echidna's offer, Roswaal gets his goal. Echidna's free, right? Like this is like the last step for him to get the stuff that he needs or doesn't need, but like that's the goal that he wants on paper, right? If Echidna, if Subaru enters into Echidna's deal, Echidna pretty much gets Subaru's body and is freed. And in turn, Roswaal gets Echidna back. So like, the more I think about it, I think this is why it makes more sense why he's like super desperate with this plan. Like, not desperate, but very staying very strong to this plan because he's so close. Like, it's incredible how close he is to getting his goals or whatever. And that kind of lead into the question, for me at least, is like, why does Roswaal want to be a devil? Like, is there some other alternative motive that for him being a devil? Like, how does that help him more?
It would help him protect Echidna.
Yeah. A devil did fuck him up, and he was way too weak to protect her then.
Yeah. Before I say anything else, I just want to say, if you're listening to this cast of Rezero, or not the cast, the writer of Rezero, you are missing out on a lot of money, and I'll tell you why. If this is why I think this probably exists. I think this is probably a real thing. If not, there is 100% sure a doujinshi about this. Is he gets his wish. Roswaal gets his wish, and he resurrects. he resurrects Echidna as Subaru, and there's a whole like BL Fujoshi. About
man. As soon as you started saying stuff, I was like, I know where this is going.
You're missing out on millions. That is a strong economic market in manga, and you are missing out on so much money. I just needed to point that out. If they're listening,
you're not wrong. That's the thing. You're not wrong at all. But yeah, go ahead.
Is it mildly problematic for some people? Yes, but you would make so much money. No, I didn't have any other. Oh yeah, no, I think it's a really great point. When you pointed that out, like I didn't make that connection. He is so close to the thing that he needs. Do you think if he doesn't get it, like, will he just give up, or will he just resent Subaru even more? Will his determination just increase?
Well, like he is like we at least know like at this point that like he is like invested to see what happens to Ram, at least, right? He's at least invested in that, and like he already is like taking the position where it's like his loop is kind of dead. So like I don't think he's gonna be more antagonistic to Subaru because there's like he's already missed his window, and it like he's not the version of himself that's gonna see this dream, at least in his way, if that makes sense.
I don't want him to come on to Subaru's side. I think he's such a good villain that I kind of want him, if he's not going to be a major player, I want him to still be like somewhere out there in the corner just scheming,
continue fucking over Subaru.
Yeah, because that was like such a great, like that was, oh man, that was such a great plot twist to find out that he was like behind everything.
It's like, man, this dude's shady, but like at least he's not like trying to like, you know, he's shady, but he's shady in a good way. And then you get to season 2, and like a little bit more than halfway through season 2, you're like, holy shit, this dude is the cause of all the problems. Yeah. Like every problem, this dude is just an asshole.
It's crazy how like the most comforting people, the people that you like, I don't know, kind of trust the most in this show, are the people that like are actually just the grand schemers behind everyone's misery. like when we thought Echidna was like, oh, she might be a nice person.
I still flew like I still like I know factually the show has told me Echidna's a shit person. I'm like, are you sure Echidna's a shit person? She seems kind of cool.
She's a bad witch that does good things sometimes, is her exact words, and she is planning on doing something good, quote unquote. But we don't know what that means, because technically when Gluttony made those like giant rabbits in the whales, those were supposed to be good acts because everyone could eat. Yeah. But you just have to kill them, or before they kill you.
Kill these monsters. Like these are not even like regular like, oh, this is just a big old dog. These are like oh, this is a literal monster that has OP powers. Like one of the powers just like was like literally like the whale's power was literally like, hey, you don't exist anymore. That was his power.
Man, I am so excited for this. But yeah, what other points do you have?
I guess like going on the Echidna thing since I went on the Echidna rant. There was like one scene about it. I've been talking about this pretty much since the beginning of the podcast or so, where like there's this eye thing that happens in the show where characters that are important to other characters show up in their eyes. And in this episode, Beatrice shows up in Echidna's eyes. So I guess like it's the same thing as I've been saying for a while, but like do you I guess like I gotta ask it again, but like do you think Echidna has any real emotions and attachment to any of these people? And I'm gonna take probably the wrong stick, even though like the show has clearly said no, she has no emotions. I'm gonna be like, she does. I think she has a stronger attachment to Beatrice, and she actually cares about what happens to her to an extent, even though that sounds super counterintuitive. And I think this might drive into the same stuff that those like the same reasons why she like cried when she was talking to Echidna, where there's like kind of like an underlying thing that is happening that's like forcing like Echidna not to oppress her emotions, because she's naturally kind of doesn't care, but like there is things that she kind of cares about. Well, I don't let me rephrase that. She obviously cares about living forever so she can learn more, but I think she cares a little bit more about other things as well. Maybe. I don't know. Echidna's a stake. It's hard to tell.
I agree. I agree. I think that she does care about Beatrice, and I think she does maybe to some extent care about Subaru.
Hmm.
I think that she does care about like a lot of people, like Roswaal and the other witches. I think it comes down to her sin, which is gluttony. She wants too much. She wants too
Well,
much to
her since
actually.
greed.
Or what did I say? Did I say lust?
You said gluttony.
Gluttony. Yeah, greed. It comes down to her sin, which is gluttony. She wants
You said
so
gluttony again.
fudge. Why do I keep thinking of gluttony? It's the same. Gluttony and greed. It is kind of the same thing, but greed. It goes back to her sin, which is greed. She wants everything, but you can't really have everything, and she tries to like get all these like her goal is knowledge, but I think we also when we see her like connection with or like her desire to have what Amelia has, that close connection that we see, she like wants other things, but she doesn't. She wants the other things and the knowledge that she also craves, which she is willing to get at all cost.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense. Um, I have like maybe one other thing or two other things. Do you want to say anything before I say those things?
No.
Okay. In this story, Beatrice briefly refers to Amelia as the half demon girl or half devil girl. No, I think he just refers to her as devil girl or whatever. Like while she's like talking about Puck. Do you think like I think like most of us was thinking like, Amelia's half human, half elf. But if she is she like is there a chance that she's just half devil, half elf?
May, maybe.
Like cuz like we still don't know exactly what devils are in this world. Um and I think that would like drive more with like why everyone's like, you are a complete abomination to the world, Amelia Todd, please die.
Yeah. I, I it would make a lot of sense if she was like with her being the apocalypse, that she would be naturally be part demon as well.
um it was
Like
demon or devil, I forgot the word.
uh
I think
maybe
it's devils.
devil, but we don't, like you said, we don't know what devils are. They seem to be just male versions of witches, but
Hmm. What if Amir's dad is just a devil and Amir's mom's a witch who happened to be at elf?
yeah, Maybe. Or he could be an elf that is a wait, no.
Yeah, he
Was
could be an elf that is a devil.
was do we know if Mother Fortuna was the dad's sister or the mom's sister? For sure.
She never said.
Because she could be the mom's, or she could be the dad's sister, and then I could go to my theory that Pandora is Amelia's mom. But I'm just
I
keep
think
putting it out there until I'm 100% wrong.
you just keep chugging on. You keep chugging on with your opinion until someone absolutely proves you wrong, and then when they prove you wrong, just say like that doesn't count, and just keep chugging with it.
It's just a theory, a game theory.
What I was gonna say, I think from what I remember of like the previous episodes, I think it's kind of inferred that she is like the sister, of Amelia's thing, but I don't think it's like clearly said.
Hmm. Yeah, I got the feeling that it was that she was the mom's, the maternal sister, or the maternal aunt.
And the last thing I was gonna say was like, so Beatrice is like willing to like take up Subaru's offer. Like, what do you think this means for Subaru? I personally think that like they're kind of in a contract now, um similar to Amelia and Puck, where maybe Subaru is probably gonna have to do some stuff to like keep Beatrice like not alive, but like I don't know. I think there's gonna be like some type of contractual thing that's gonna happen that Subaru's gonna need to start doing to like keep Beatrice around him all the time. And it's gonna be we're gonna find Subaru's gonna find himself in very similar situations like Amelia, where like Puck's is kind of like, man, I'm too tired, gotta go, can't help you survive this deadly encounter.
Yeah, like they're gonna have to, I imagine the reason why Beatrice can maintain her form all the times that we've seen her is that her doorway is in the spirit world,
Yeah.
so you can just recharge and come back. And it makes you wonder, like how you said, I didn't think about it before. What if Subaru gets a crystal, and this basically just devolves into some like crystal based Pokemon game, except you're fighting with lollies.
Probably. I think it would still make sense to just make it doors, right? Like where she's just like she kind of like whatever door Subaru wants it to be, because he can even find the doors or whatever, but like whatever sort of door he wants it to be, he can like enter into like Beatrice's domain, but Beatrice has to like return to it periodically, I guess. But I don't know. Beatrice seems pretty strong. She fast flew to the sanctuary.
Yeah, who knows how much magic that used of hers though.
Well, yeah, they had to use like a shit ton of magic, and now they're about to go fight the bunnies, right? Like like, and then wait a minute, this was a good joke when Superman was like, oh yeah, I mean just take a break, I got this. I was like, bitch, you don't got shit.
Man, I really love his character. But to get to something else though, what do you think about this source character? So we learned that the Tome of Wisdom isn't made by the witch of I was almost like Gluttony again. The witch of greed. It wasn't made by Echidna, and seemingly I assume the other witches don't make these tomes. They come from this higher source.
Like I don't know. I think my only guess is probably gonna be like, because like the closest things, I don't know. We don't even know in this world if this world has gods or not, right? We just have a whole bunch of characters that seem like gods. The only thing that I would say like in world that we know that exists in the world, maybe dragons or the dragon or whatever. Maybe the dragons are the source of these tomes.
Hmm.
And maybe there are the people that really imbue the witches or devils with their titles, and give them maybe it's not like, hey, the dragon gives you the power or anything, but the dragon gives you the title of like, hey, you're the witch of this. You seem pretty slothful for some reason. You're the witch of sloth, or whatever.
Mm.
But I can't rule out gods. Like I can't rule out gods in the show because they literally just threw in vampires just like a couple days ago.
We don't know what exists in this world. It's like Dark Souls. They're just like you just might turn a corner, and then you might find, you don't know what you're gonna find. There might be a dragon sleeping on the mountain, literally.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you have to say?
I've been trying to figure out what this like. I'm likely to, like, kind of you're saying, like, I wonder if it's like the god of the world, or I think you offered a better explanation, which is what if it's like the dragon, and like what if the dragon, like that has been in some of these legends that they're talking about. What if it's still alive, and what if it has plans, and what if it's orchestrating everything that's going on at this point?
And why does it give a fuck about Subaru?
I don't know.
Maybe it has something to do with that Flugel character they mentioned like a while ago.
Oh yeah, Flugel.
Because like remember they brought that like that would probably make sense because like even like the Archbishop of Greed was kind of like surprised that like Petagoose I don't call him Petagoose, I call him Betagoose had that thing, and he was like, oh, I got it from Flugel, and he was like, oh man, that's crazy or something.
What? No way, not from Flugel.
No one talks to Flugel. But yeah, you have anything else you want to say?
Do I have any more questions or points? Let's. I'm trying to run through. What do you think happened when what was her name? When Shima merged with Ryuzu Mayor? Why didn't the other old ladies disappear?
That is a good question. I think it's I don't know. I have no idea. I was very confused at that thing. My best guess is like, or my best theory is that so all these are like clones of Riza Mirror, and some of them are obviously like bigger clones than other, like by bigger I mean like has bigger of her soul than other clones or whatever. And since the seal is breaking on the sanctuary, like people can leave and go as much as they want. There's still this like big, pretty much like equivalent to like a nuclear power source here, that anyone can kind of utilize. And I think like their final act is to like make sure that no one's gonna use this, right? Like this is sanctuary was made for this one thing. Riza Mayer sacrificed herself to do this one thing, and if it's going to get destroyed or broken, like we don't want her to be used for like other things. And I think the one that specifically merged with the crystal or whatever was like saying like, hey, I don't want you guys you clones to like have to deal with this burden. So since I have like a slightly bigger soul fragment, I guess, I'm going to like destroy or like shut off this crystal, and you guys gotta go live your guys' life and enjoy being clones. That's my guess.
Okay. I mean, that's probably gonna get into one of my my speculations.
Okay.
We move into the palace of speculation.
Wait. Before we go to the palace of speculation, let's stop and let's do a break time. But yeah, so the break time is pretty much just focusing on Millie and Ursula, talking about their kind of relationship, and like it truly seems like they had like such a relationship, and Millie is sad that Ursula is quote unquote dead. But yeah, in this short, we also get that Millie starts not Millie, Ursula tells Millie that, you know, this her vampirism, or like her being able to heal super fast, is a curse. And the whole like idea of the curse is like you get to live long enough for you to go insane, and it was like some super like skilled musician that did this at
You said
first.
musician.
Musician, yeah, it was a super skilled musician. It was like J. Cole or Big Crit or uh magician, a magician that did this originally. And at the very end of that, we get a small scene of like Millie telling Garfield to be like, okay, that's enough. I'm guessing she's saying like, oh, that's enough. I can go. You can go take me to jail now, I guess. But Garfield says like, hey, it's okay to cry because your sister's dead. Let me rephrase it. It's okay for you. It's okay to die. It's okay to cry because your sister is quote dead.
Dead.
And that is the break time.
That is really interesting that we have this character that is basically Subaru, but 1,000 times more efficient.
You're not wrong.
She's more alone. I think that's her biggest. That's her like only real. Her only real downside is that she's basically alone, other than Melee. And Subaru has an army of gods behind him.
Yeah. And I think like yeah, I think you made that comparison, and I think like this Millie thing seems to be like a super like new thing that happened to Ursula, if that makes sense. This seems pretty recent.
What, her taking Melee under?
Yeah, like, it seems Millie and Ursula, their relationship is kind of new. I'm not saying it's like super new, but it seems kind of new, if that makes sense. Because she didn't know that, she could heal instantly.
Yeah. Man, there are, so many places you could take this of like what this means for the story. I really like. I guess if we're gonna kind of I'm gonna kind of stick one toe into the speculation palace. I'm gonna step inside real quick because it's warm in the palace. It's cold out here.
It's cold out here, man.
The break time.
But I'm scared to turn it. I'm scared to turn in my homework in the palace. It's. I don't want the teachers to laugh at me.
I'm foreseeing next season we might have this conversation between Subaru and Ursula about what it means to live forever or to not be able to die, because they have two very different philosophies, or they have had two very different philosophies about it. Like, on one hand side, Subaru, like, yeah, he doesn't want to die, but he's gotten to this point where he doesn't really care, or he has gotten there where he's like, if you kill me, I mean, I guess that sucks, but I'll come back, so I'm not really worried about dying. And Ursula, who is like, living matters a lot to me. If you don't seem like you want to live, I will just stab you in the eye till you feel the pains of living.
Yeah, I'll make you feel all the pains of life, so you can want to live, and then kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird because they both definitely have the same, like, at least right now, have like this similar like attitude of like, hey, living's super important. But the way they see it is like different. They're different offshoots of the same thing. But yeah, that would be really interesting. Like, Subaru hasn't been able to really talk to Ursula ever since like the first 5 episodes, and even when he got to talk to her in those first 5 episodes, I found like their conversation super interesting. Like, even like super early on, because even super early on, like when he meets her the second time after she kills him, he bumps into her like in the street, like going to what's the blonde haired girl's name? Felt, yeah, going to Felt's place or whatever, and like Ursula's like saying like, you seem like a person that like is afraid of me, but I can't quite understand. Like, she kind of gets like an inkling that Subaru knows her, but she can't like put her finger on it.
I don't think I've murdered your family.
Yeah, but like she said some very very true stuff about like how Subaru was feeling about Ursula at that time, and it was pretty much like, I'm super scared of you. which is Valid.
Yeah.
Smart thing to do.
And even like when they do have the same philosophy, it's a little bit different. Subaru has this goal: I want to like save everybody. I want to help Amelia like ascend to the throne. I want to be there for Amelia and for my other friends. And Ursula's just, I just like killing.
Yeah, she's literally saying because she gets to rip people's guts out. That's literally what's making her say.
Yeah, she all she has is her hobby. she's a all weekday weekend warrior.
This there you go, kids. Your hobbies are important. But yeah, I think that's super interesting. I would love to see that conversation. I don't think Ursula's dead. If Ursula's dead, I will be sad. I want to see this character more.
She's not gonna die. There's 0%.
I want to have this discussion between the characters. The character seems too cool, to die, and I want to hear more of her fucked up backstory.
Yeah. Man, how deep is this gonna go? This show really, I mentioned it before. I'm going to keep mentioning it. This show reminds me so much of Dark Souls, where it's like you would just have like these weird moments where like of these small things that happen that you don't really understand why they're happening until like later on. Or these small interactions that like mean something, like we're gonna find out what it means when later when I'm assuming when Urza Mayer and Shima fuse, like what that means and like why that's true. We see all these like weird mentions of like the source and some wizard or no magician that like put a spell on this person. We're probably gonna meet them at some point. They're probably very important now that that's mentioned, unless they're just like not gonna mention it at all.
They're gonna do the same thing they did last season. The last 5 seconds, it's like, hey, my name's the source.
Yeah, the world is the world's so big that small things that were planned or things that are planned a long time in advance already have an effect. The world like has a sort of cause and effect that exists outside of the show. I think I remember you talked about that was like a thing that you liked about the story. Like we talked about this months ago, maybe years ago when the show originally came.
Maybe even years. Yeah, I think the story just does like, I think like you could probably say this for Dark Souls as well, like that game as well, where it's like the story fulfills a certain amount of questions but continues asking questions. And these questions are normally like not even just bound to the story, right? You can not even like you like even like the conversation we just had about Ursula. We could just have a conversation about Ursula's mindset, right? And that is a cool question to have, and it's only spurred on by these small things that happen in the show, right? Like things they resolve things. I guess like the simplest way to put it is like the world building seems really solid so far to me. Like things in the world seem to make sense, and random things that are thrown out early have legitimate points. Or like at least even if they don't have legitimate points, they have like a residence in the world. Like the references they're making in the world actually mean something, right? Like it actually means like, hey, there's like what's a good example in the show?
Like trying to think. If you call like in this third episode where Amelia's like, "What did you call me?"
Yeah.
Like, don't you ever call me that name. And she did that as a joke to him, or like, and she thought that he was gonna be like, was
scared.
it a joke, or was it just like she thought if she said this, he was gonna back off?
Kind of was just kind of saying like she thought that like she thought like it would make him like I guess kind of scared and more like apprehensive to him in a way. I think another good thing is like another good example of this is like the contract stuff where it's like promises really matter in this world in like more than one way, especially like when we're talking about like spirits and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. I think the show is just like really good at like what's the words that I used to use? That's like
Foreshadowing, plot building, world building.
Yeah, like all that stuff. But the show's just really good at like making I think it might just kind of boil down like show's really good at making like Subaru's death feel impactful no matter what happens. And as soon as he dies, like we said a chessboard earlier, but it's kind of a little bit different because as soon as he dies because of the witch's scent, it changes like the whole outcome of everything. Like the way people talk to him after he dies once can be completely different.
Yeah.
The story has set up itself up in a way where even when Subaru dies, it is super interesting, right? Because we still don't know what's gonna happen. It's really that I think that's the crux of it. The story is just good at like keeping us guessing, just generally. I just think that's what the story does. I think it keeps us guessing really well, and it has enough world building and foreshadowing to make things don't feel like so out of pocket, where it feels at least reasonable.
Yeah.
Like all the stuff that we were saying about like the vampires and the devils, it seems reasonable to us because we know we have occupied like such a small space in this world. We know there's a whole country in the north. We know there's other kingdoms, and we only has realistically we only have been to like 3 to 4 places in this one city. That's like the only places we have been in this show. We've only been like three to 4 places in this one city.
Yeah. Are you ready to get all up in this palace of speculation? It's cold outside, man. Let's step
let's go
inside.
Let's go in. Let's go be wrong.
Yeah. Let's go be wrong.
Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
You can go first. I don't have any major, real big. I don't think most of my speculations have changed. I think they're more just so extensions of my already previously established speculations.
Okay. Mine's gonna be short. Obvious thing, they're gonna figure out how to deal with this bunny. I don't know how they're gonna do it. But they're gonna figure out how to kill all the bunnies at once. I think they're probably gonna use Subaru as like a beacon point or whatever, and then Beatrice is gonna like destroy them all at once. I think that's how they're gonna do it or whatever. So they're gonna figure out how to destroy the bunnies. I'm still gonna hold on to my guns. I'm gonna stay on this ridiculous theory that at the very end of the next episode, Subaru's gonna wander off or whatever, and he's gonna meet someone that's going to give him like a real clue or trail to get like Rem back to her normal self, or like where the gluttony of Archbishop Gluttony is. And as soon as he figures that out, he's gonna die, and then they're gonna restart. He's gonna have a new save point like right at the end of like solving everything with the bunnies and Amelia and all that other good stuff.
Wouldn't it be crazy if his save point was like right when he has to face the bunnies?
Oh man, that feels so much bullshit. Yeah, that feels very video gamey. I would love if they did that. It would be stupid, but I would love how to do that. Damn, I gotta fight this dude again.
It's like after, like, you know, like when you play a game, and you get to the boss and you almost beat the boss. You just have him 1% away, and then he changes attack pattern and you die, and you have to restart all the way at the beginning from that like save spot.
He's like, oh shit, I saved way back here. What was I gonna say? The only other things that's gonna happen in that episode is probably another confession from not confession. Like there's probably gonna be like some type of, I think Amelia's gonna like officially make Subaru her knight. There's gonna be some contract stuff with Beatrice that happens in the episode. And Subaru and her are gonna figure that out, I guess. And Millie's gonna go to jail. That's what I think.
Yeah, you think? Yeah, I think you're right.
Oh! And the very last frame of this episode, after we get Subaru dying and all that other stuff that I just said, this is gonna be one scene at the castle, and an arm's gonna punch up, and it's gonna hold like one of those blades that Ursula holds, and no, and
Ah, great end scene.
what do you think?
I'm going to predict one. They're going. Obviously, I think they're going to be able to beat the bunnies. I wonder if they're going to have a strategy for it, and it's probably something like what you said, just like Subaru acting as bait. I wonder what. I think Amelia's going to have a part to play in this. I think we're going to get to see a little bit more of like her powers. Maybe she might be able to tap more into like what we've seen her tap into in the movies. I still think that at the last moment, the disciple of greed is going to show up. I have a theory based on me taking glimpses from the cover arts of some of the like later novels.
Cheater, pumpkin eater.
I'm gonna buy them. Okay, I just want to see how much they were, but I think that I think the disciple of gluttony is going to kidnap Amelia and take him back to his castle. I don't know this for sure. This is just the theory that I have. And I think I'm going to slightly disagree with you. I don't think Maylee's going to go to jail. I think like what you said it's going to happen a little bit earlier, and Maylee's going to still be at the castle, and she's going to find them, and she's like what is her name? Ursula's gonna come out. He's like, "Hey, dude, let's get the hell out of here," and they just leave.
She hits Garfield with one of those good old karate chops that knocks everyone out.
Yeah, I hope that we do get something to find out like how we can get Rem back. I think they're gonna have. I think Subaru's gonna have to make some sort of deal with the Witch of Gluttony for that.
I would only think she would go for that deal if he completes his initial threat promise kind of thing.
What was his threat?
Oh, he was saying like he was gonna kill all the beasts.
Oh yeah.
That she made.
Single-handedly using his powers,
using all his skills.
With all his skills.
Oh, well, we'll see. We'll see next episode on the last episode of Rezero, or last episode of the season.
Yeah, episode 25, and then we will have nothing else to talk about.
Yep.
I think we'll just start making some of our other content, which I think I like our other content.
Yeah. We'll start getting those out too. But yeah, all right. If you somehow are listening to this, congratulations, you have best the algorithm. Thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. And if you are a fan of Rezero or like seen the show or something like that, you have some theories or some thoughts or whatever, put it down in the comments. I would love to know, and maybe even stuff that we're missing or whatever, because like I know like a lot of people have already translated it or whatever. So yeah, if there's anything interesting or cool you want to put in the comments, put it in the comments, or just put down your theories, or just say hi. Just be nice to each other.
Yeah, we want to have a decent environment here. You know, it's Dio. Yes, let's keep things civil. You know, there's already enough nonsense and craziness going out in the world. We don't bring it here.
Please don't bring it here.
If you feel angry, I suggest that if you want to take your anger out on anything, you know, take your anger out, that subscribe button, and maybe give that like button a little tickle.
Don't tickle buttons. I don't know. Well, if you ask for consent, if you tickle the button.
I mean, yeah, of course, nobody. Absolutely no, of course. Ask for sure. You don't. And it's more of like a friend thing, you know. It's a friend thing. It's not an amorous sort of thing.
Well, regardless what you do or like how you or what happens there, if you do like the video, like the video. But if you don't like the video, don't. We just appreciate you just listening and giving your thoughts if you get.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure if you didn't like the video, then click off on the. If you didn't click out the video and you're still watching and you still hate this video, yeah, drop down in the comments what you didn't like about it, and what made you stay.
Yeah, I'll be actually interested to hear if you like listen to this whole thing. You're like, I hated every moment of this. Let me tell you why.
And I guess I'm sorry we wasted your time.
Well, we didn't waste your time. You had the choice. You clicked on my face. Like what's the Dave Chappelle thing? Yeah, he was like, I think Dave Chappelle said it. He was like, bitch, you clicked on my face.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching, and you take it easy.
Take it easy, Coyote. Peace.
Peace. And people don't like it. People hate change.
People hate change.
They're
like, this is the peak of me I knew. I know.
He has 10 more pixels than I like.
All right.
Let's do it one more time. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, let's do it. I was fucking around. Sorry.
It's on a Dropbox. Oh no, my phone is about to die. My thing's about to die. No.
Wait, are you?
My laptop's about to die. Give me a second. Do like an initial cut and then goes back methodically and slowly with my Edward Scissors hands and just keep hitting the cut button until I accidentally hit the paste button and then it fucks up my whole track. Oh shit. Okay, I just watched this thing or whatever. And I was instantly reminded of what's that show? that show we watched.
Oh, dude, I was thinking that she reminds me of what is her name from the what is it called? Good Morning. What was it called?
What was the? God damn it! I gotta look up the show now.
Yeah, I was trying to remember what it was.
It was like a new radio station or like it was a news channel.
Yeah, it was a news channel.
I remember the channel too. It was like channel. Oh, fuck, it was like Channel Star.
Stay tuned.
Yep, Stay Tuned.
Yeah, it reminded me of the girl from Stay Tuned.
Let me see if I can find like the characters. Yeah, I just watched that clip and I was like,
Hanako? Yeah.
Right.
It's a good show.
Yep, good show.
But yeah, I'm ready to
a show about office bullying.
Yeah.
No one talks to Flugo.
He hasn't been seen in ages. When the world needed him most, he vanished.
Yeah. And then when he came back, everyone hated him.
Yeah. Which, I mean, we might as well just do this at this point. This is a plug for our avatar. Is Katang a worthy shipper? No. Episode. Which
yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's probably whichever one's gonna be out first.
This is probably gonna be out first, but just if you're one of the 2 subscribers, look up for that.
Yeah, why do we have subscribers?
I don't know.